Hello and welcome. Now in this application we are going to take a look on videos, okay, and to play videos inside your Android application. And also we are going to create very nice application, okay. And actually in this video we are not going to focus on videos, but we are going to create application that actually will take more than one thing, okay. It will be very nice and very great knowledge that you will get, okay. So for the first thing that guys you need to understand is actually, if you here look, I have an MP4 file, essentially a video, okay, and I choose the MP4 format, okay, because I already have it. You can choose any format that you prefer, but in my case I have this this file, okay. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rename it just a video, okay, and I'm gonna copy it, going back to my Android Studio here inside my raw folder, okay. If you do not have it, the raw folder, you can create it very simply, okay. If you watch the audio section, so probably you understand what I mean by this. Now choosing the raw folder, okay, and paste it inside of it, because Android Studio will recognize all the videos and audios inside the raw folder. Leave the name as it is. I'm going to click OK, and Android Studio will take a second to put or to import that video from our PC to Android Studio system and inside our application. Now we have the ability to use it inside our application. Now the first thing that I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna create very simple layout, okay. But before that, as I said, we are gonna create an application that contain maybe 3 activities, okay, because we want to make it more flexible. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create 2 more activities, okay, going inside your Java folder, or you can go file, okay, here file, the menu, new, then choose activity and choose the empty activity. Let's name it any name. For example, I'm gonna name it single, okay, single underscore video, okay. I'm gonna leave everything else, you're choosing the Kotlin. I'm gonna finish this activity. Of course, Android Studio will take a second to create this activity for us. And of course, guys, what we are going to do, we are going to create another activity that will show maybe a list of videos, okay. So with that in place, I'm going to close it. I'm going to wait for Android Studio to create this activity. And so I'm going to tell you the idea about my application. So the main activity will contain 2 buttons. Okay, the first one should go to the single video activity that will help us to understand the basics of videos and how we can play them in Android Studio. So in this activity, the single video, we are just gonna add 2 buttons. Maybe for the first one will be for playing a video, and the second one maybe for pausing the video. But with the third activity that we have, we are gonna play a list of videos, okay, depending on some logic that we are gonna add. Okay, so this is the idea about my application. Now let's go ahead and create the second activity, okay, for the list. Okay, so I'm gonna right click here, choose new, okay, then activity, then empty activity. Okay, I'm gonna call it, for example, list underscore videos, or whatever you can call it, any name that you have. And of course, Android Studio will create this activity, adding the XML file and also adding the Kotlin file for us, okay. And of course, as you can see here, it says a new version 1.3.10 release Studio, okay, that you can update the plugin for the Kotlin. Okay, of course, I'm gonna ignore it because it's not the time for updating things while we are creating our application. But of course, I'm gonna do this maybe later on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started to design everything. So as you can see, I have all these tabs opened. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna focus on one of these, which is the main activity. Okay, I'm gonna click on it and right click on it, guys, and see we have this option that says close others, and it will close everything except this tab that we are in. And as I said, here we have single layout. I'm gonna add 2 buttons, okay, and with very normal style, okay. I'm gonna drag the second one here, and what we can do, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm gonna select both of these, okay, these buttons to add some style. Maybe for example changing the text. For the text size should be like this. Okay, I'm gonna search for the property center. Let's center them. Okay, and what also we can do, I think let's assign some IDs, because the button is actually one above another. So I'm gonna select the first one here. I'm gonna call it the ID of it, okay, to be, for example, video underscore button. Okay, and the second one should be, okay, the ID, and we are gonna set it to be list underscore videos. Okay, let me remove this backslash, and we are in a great place. Now by selecting your list button, okay, search for the property below, okay, layout underscore below, and make it below the video button, just to we can see them very clearly. So as you can see, it's very nice. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change the background for each buttons of the buttons. Let's see what color do we have inside our color. For example, choosing this blue, and I think also maybe add some padding to this button, about 10 dB, and also changing the color of our text, okay, will be great option to set it to be white. I am very happy with this, and let's change the text that will show on our button to say list videos. Okay, oops, videos, not visuals, videos. Okay, like this. And for the first button, let's add the same style. Maybe I'm gonna add margin from the bottom to be 10 dB or 20, sorry, dB, and also changing the text that's shown our button to say video. Okay, and I think the background should be also another color. I'm gonna choose the yellow one that we have. Okay, and also changing the color of our text to be white also. Okay, this is something really easy. I am very sure that you confident with do this stuff. And of course we need to add some padding. I'm gonna search for padding, make it 20 dB, and I think I am happy with this. Now you might be wondering, guys, why this is so big, okay, and this is not, and even if we have the same padding, and the reason behind this is actually because the text, okay, and if you increase the text inside this button, you can get the same width as this. And another solution is actually to select both of the buttons. I'm gonna remove the padding from both of these. Okay, I'm gonna select both of these and remove the padding. Okay, I'm gonna give you another solution. Okay, selecting the two buttons, and here for the width, instead of wrap content, okay, give it, for example, 300 dB. Okay, so as you can see, we have the same width has been assigned to both of the buttons. And of course you can do the same thing with the height, but I'm gonna leave it like this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after we get everything in place, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open my main activity file. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna add the code that will go from the activity between the activities here. Okay, but we have, let me remove this one. Okay, so we have it right here. So first of all, I'm gonna define a val for our video underscore button. Okay, we are gonna fetch the two buttons. It's equal to find the view by ID. Okay, and we are gonna cast it as a button. Okay, and of course we are gonna specify the ID to be r.id.video underscore btn. Okay, and as you can see, we have everything in place. Now the second thing is with our second button. Well, let's call it, for example, list underscore videos. Okay, it's equal to the same thing that we have on the top by ID, and we need to cast it as a button, and of course we need to give it .r.id. I think the id was list underscore videos. Yeah, we have right here. Now the last thing that we are going to do in this video, which is assign an on-click listener to both of these buttons and adding the intent that we have worked with before. So I'm going to type video, okay, video underscore ptn, okay, and we are going to assign the set on click listener, okay, set on click listener, that we are gonna add the intent here. Now as you know guys, the intent will help us to go from one activity to another. So I'm gonna create val, I'm gonna call it video underscore intent, it's equal to intent, okay, and we are gonna add the context here. For the we can access the context typing this, then add the name of our activity, in this case our main activity, and the place that we are gonna go to, it's the single video activity, okay. So single, let me type it right, single video, and we need to add that double colon, then java.class. This is something that we have worked with before. And the second thing that we need to do is starting this activity, okay, start the activity for the intent, the video intent that we have. Simple as that, okay, not the video button but the video intent. We should see it. Hoping do everything right. Let me type it. Okay, here we have a problem. Let me see, let me retype it guys. So single video, let me check the error here. We have a java.class and we should get the intent. Let me retype it here. Okay, start activity, and we need to pass the video intent that we have on the top, okay. And for the time saving, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the on-click listener very quickly for our list videos, okay. Dot set on-click listener, this is something that you should be familiar with, okay. And I'm gonna copy this intent here, paste it right here, and changing the names. For example, instead of video, I'm gonna type it list underscore intent, and here we need to change it to be list intent. And of course we do not want to go to the single video, but we want to go to the list videos activity, okay. So as you can see guys, the code is very simple. We're fetching the views, we are setting on click listener, and do the thing that we want to do after the button is clicked. So very simple, and the layout also is very simple, but the functionality will be very great. So that was our first video about the Android application that will be playing videos, okay, and we are going to continue on in the next video.